Satoru Kitaoka holds victories over former UFC interim welterweight champion Carlos Condit and former Pride lightweight champion Takanori Gomi. He submitted both of them. In fact, 15 of his 30 career wins, half of his victories have come via tap out.
He loves to get his hands on people. As a matter of fact, once he gets his hands on you, you better start worrying because his only mission is to make you tap. He's a submission master. 4 Achilles locks, love to go for those legs. 3 heel hooks, Frank, you know a little bit about that move. And he really likes to get things on the floor quickly, and he can shoot from really far out.
Well, having that long shot's going to be key in this because you look at the long arms of his opponent. He's got to get in underneath that jab and try to get this match to the ground. You said it, Steven. This guy's a leg locking fool. If he gets up on them legs, he's going to start flowing through combinations of submission holds. It may start with the Achilles, but it's probably going to end up with the heel hook or the knee bar or the toe hold. Once you get to leg position, all the submissions are there. You can just flow from one to the next. And this man right here is an expert at that game.
Coming off a victory over Katsunori Kikuno at Deep, 58 Deep, one of the long-running mixed martial arts promotions here in Japan. And that took place in June of this year. In August of 2008, he entered and won a lightweight Grand Prix here in his native Japan as well. Hey, Grand on the microphone.
Our corner, 180 cm, 70 kg. Well, boys! Our corner, 168 cm, 70 kg. Kitaoka! Satoru!
Referee Yuji Shimada, the third man in the ring here in Dream. There are 3 5-minute rounds, fights judged in their entirety by 3 judges, not on a round-by-round 10-point must basis. Winner will always be declared. Draws are not possible. There are knees to the head of a grounded opponent. Elbows to the body are allowed. Yellow cards will be issued for passivity. Each of them comes with a 10% deduction of the fighter's purse. And we are underway. Will Brooks of the UFC against Japan's Satoru Kitaoka. Kitaoka, a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and Judo. Brooks went 6-0 as an amateur with 5 wins inside the distance, so he has yet to taste defeat, period, in his embryonic MMA career.
I have to say, Kitaoka seems to be stretching his jaw because his mouth has been wide open since he entered the ring.
And he just got tagged with an overhand right. Brooks sticks the jab as well. It's almost as if Kitaoka is baiting Brooks to take his best shot.
It looks like he is, and he's waiting just to take that takedown as soon as he can. There it is right there, right off the kick.
Of course, Kitaoka would love for Brooks to come to the canvas. And he's immediately attacking the leg, as we talked about earlier. A leg lock, a specialist, a submission specialist, especially from the lower limbs.
Kitaoka going after the ankle now. There it is.
He's still in position. See his legs wrapped around the leg. If he can get his other leg around, he's going to have a lot of power in that one. It's a basic Achilles hold. It's great position. Kitaoka's staying on it. He's got to get his 2 legs around that leg, though.
Joe Brooks pushes his way out, though.
And Brooks now in top position in the half butterfly guard. Again, the biggest fight of Brooks' young career, getting this opportunity thanks to longtime MMA manager Monty Cox.
Now, Brooks thought his key was basic wrestling. Stay on the toes, keep at the range, get him off my legs.
Brooks has Kitaoka along the ropes, tags him with the jab. Kitaoka takes a wild stab at a left hand. High plumb momentarily employed by Brooks, a knee to the midsection.
One thing I really like that Brooks is doing so far to counterfeit the shot is he's posting his arms straight out and he's keeping Kitaoka at a distance.
So let's face it. Oh, and he's tagging. One suplex. Carl Gotch, Josh Barnett would be pleased with that. Belly to back suplex by Will Brooks. And that was the most ostentatious offensive maneuver of the round. And now Kitaoka snatches his left leg, pulls guard, looking for that submission. But what a suplex by Brooks.
Beautiful suplex, but not a strong entry on the legs right there from Kitaoka. He just kind of fell back into it. I know what he's going for, but Brooks has got great hips and he's standing right on top of him.
One problem when you go after the leg, Frank, and you know this, is you leave your head wide open to get punched.
Oh, there.
Or knee.
A knee to the head. Great balance being exhibited here by Will Brooks. Maybe taking a page out of the BJ Penn playbook as Kitaoka tenaciously was trying to run the pipe with the single leg, and now Brooks along the ropes. Kitaoka, though, needs to improve his position here as Brooks putting all of his weight on him now. Maybe fishing for a standing Kimura. No, just wants to switch.
That mini knee we saw Eve Edwards knock out Edson Berto, Moro.
That's right.
With that same knee.
I look to see Brooks just back out of this position, get back up on his feet, get back to popping that jab again. He was landing that right hand, really feeling the range. In fact, that's why he leaped in with that knee. He can tell that Kitaoka doesn't have the shot, the kind of crisp shot that comes underneath him tight.
Nearing the 19-second left mark here in the opening round. Will Brooks working from the open guard of Kitaoka. Kitaoka looking to keep Brooks close to him. Sitting up now is Brooks.
Kitaoka setting up that guillotine. He's had 6 submissions by guillotine. That's one of his favorite moves.
Again, a submission specialist with half of his career wins via form of tap out. In fact, Brooks has 4 submission wins out of his 7 career victories. Final minute of the opening round here at the Saitama Super Arena. You're watching Dream 18, ground and pound from Brooks.
Brooks has been really accurate with his hands. Everything he's thrown, I think he landed.
Counter, right hand drops Kitaoka, who may again be baiting Brooks to the ground and again going for that heel hook.
Fell right into position, and a much stronger one because he's got Brooks to come over him that time.
30 seconds, Will.
30 seconds left in the opening round.
Now what Brooks can do here is pull his legs apart. See how he's pushing that one leg forward? If he grabs the foot and pulls them apart, it takes all the power out of that position. You have to double up on that leg if you're going to break it.
And he's out.
Kitaoka's last submission win came against the aforementioned Takanori Gomi via Achilles lock back in January of 2009. You're watching Dream 18 from the Saitama Super Arena. Think you have what it takes to fight for glory? Ready to fight for pride, honor, and your country? Then if you're ready for glory, glory's ready for you. We're calling fighters from across the U.S. Go to GloryWorldSeries.com to find out how you can become a glory fighter. You just might have what it takes to be the next glory champion. Applying is easy. Winning is not. Go to GloryWorldSeries.com and see if you have what it takes to take the road to glory. So, the opening round is in the books, and one would think no matter what he would tell us that the butterflies would be the size of seagulls in Brooks' stomach, but he looked pretty good in that opening round.
Oh, and he landed a beautiful head kick right there. Front, left head kick. And you know, he's in such a good wrestling position that his opponent can't really fire, and he's such a good fighting position that there's just no opportunity for Kitaoka to get inside.
Brooks was really accurate and not intimidated at all to throw his strike standing. Not worried because, Frank and Moro, of that wrestling background.
Yeah, you saw when that takedown came, he just shucked him right to the side. And this one, hello, right to the melon. That was such a beautiful throw. Kawajiri to be very proud.
And he planted Kitaoka on his face during that slam.
Of course, one of the most electrifying belly-to-back suplexes I ever saw. Kevin Randleman dropping the legendary Fyodor Emelianenko on his head and then submitting less than a minute later, just showing the power of the last emperor. But a great start to this fight. Bell and round 2 underway between American Will Brooks, who just landed a right head kick and a straight shot and another takedown easily acquired by Will Brooks against Satoru Kitaoka.
I must say, it's been all Brooks so far. Brooks has been on the mark with his strikes, especially his kicks to the head. If he can shin up a little bit, he's going to really, really have a good chance of knocking out Kitaoka.
I don't want to say that Kitaoka is a one-trick pony by any stretch of the imagination, but he is obviously renowned for his submission, grappling abilities, reigning BJJ and Nogi Open champion, and obviously not liking the striking prowess thus far of Brooks.
Yeah, and he's not throwing any offensive strikes. That's what's pulling him back here. You can't just shoot from the outside. Everybody sees it. Brooks is a good wrestler. He's got to throw a strong offensive strike, follow up with the takedown.
Kitaoka from the bottom. Looking maybe for the arm bar. There's an up kick.
Perfectly legal. Nice shot right to the chin of Brooks and backed him off.
Brooks has the wherewithal to just back away and say, you know what, I'm going to let you get back up to a vertical base where I've had some pretty good success thus far. We've just passed the minute mark here in the middle frame, scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds in the Dream lightweight division. Kitaoka misses with the overhand left and pays for it with a straight right to the face by Brooks, who has done a great job of finding the range, Stephen.
Yeah, on paper, it seemed that Brooks was going to be outgunned by a guy with 50 fights, but he's done extremely well in shutting down everything, but he's got to be careful of these moves right here.
This is Kitaoka's 51st fight as a professional. Huge edge in experience and continues to fish for that footlock.
Yeah, and Brooks was not intimidated in the meeting. He fully said, look, I'm an athlete. This is what I like to do. I want to fight. I want to fight for the rest of my life. He's in a tough position here. It looks like a bit of a scramble, but what he's got to avoid is keeping those legs coming together, like we talked about. Leg position and leg submission is all about 2-on-1. 2 legs and 1 leg. They're twice as strong.
The 2-minute mark, ground and pound from
Reverse
Brooks.
heel hook, very dangerous here. He's got to get that off his heel. You got to push the arm off his heel. This is one of the most dangerous heel hooks. A reverse one. Attacks the inside of the knee. Horribly painful.
This could end careers because of the severity of the damage that one can suffer.
This has ended careers. Talk to Leon Deke. He never fought after my brother tore his knees out with this.
Of course, your brother being the legendary Ken Shamrock. Both you and Ken figures in Pancrase, and there's some of those heel strikes that are allowed here.
The only problem with having the heel out there is that he can't push away with that same heel to try and get out of the move.
And he's still trapped in bad position. So Brooks has got to be conscious of that.
Timeout called by referee Yuji Shimada. There seems to be a wild wardrobe malfunction with the glove.
Yeah, that's what I used to do, pull my glove off when I was in a bad position.
You, the sultan of sportsmanship? Never. Some heel strikes, nasty heel strikes from Will Brooks.
That's a bad position he's still in, though.
Exactly. I got to say, the longer he stays in here, but he puts himself at risk if he tries to push back with the heel on the rear end of Kitaoka.
Under 2 minutes remaining in the second stanza, Kitaoka very adamant about going for that inverted heel hook, but is paying the price with those foot strikes from Brooks.
Yeah, one of the reasons this hold is not working, look at the legs of Kitaoka. Look at how they're all straightened out. All his power is gone. He's got to pull those heels to his butt and get those knees at 90 degrees. That's where the power is.
And he has busted up Kitaoka's face. Plasma beginning to flow from the nose of Kitaoka. Ground and pound now from Will Brooks. He sees the blood, wants to go for the finish.
And he's out of the heel hook danger.
Now in rear position.
Looks ready to go.
Brooks unleashing all kinds of shots, and Shimada steps in. Will Brooks improves to a perfect 8-0 as he records the second round TKO here at Dream 18 over Satoru Kitaoka. Remember the name, Will Brooks.
I will not forget that name. That guy put on a clinic here on how to defeat a leg lock monster.
So American top teams newcomer Will Brooks improves to 8-0 with his third win via form of knockout, and he does it in impressive fashion.
Very impressive. And, you know, this kid is a real strong athlete, you know, with his background in athleticism and now training in mixed martial arts full time. This is a guy you got to watch out for. You saw the way he bounced on one leg and did his thing? That's talent.
3 consecutive wins in the year 2012. Will Brooks draws first blood here at Dream 18 in Japan.
Brooks just, once he had that back position,
You could tell Kitaoka was getting tired. Brooks felt it as well. He put a lot of energy into those leg locks, and he just had nothing left from this position. And Brooks, good on him just to stay on him. Short shots. These shots aren't hurting him, but he's out of energy. He's out of options. And you know what? You can tell right here, his brain's looking for a way out.
And the scary thing is, it looks like Brooks wasn't even loading up on those shots. Accuracy.
Kitaoka tastes defeat for the 12th time in his career, and for the 4th time, he has been stopped due to strikes, as Will Brooks remains perfect as a mixed martial artist. She is the Golden Girl from Golden Glory Amsterdam's Marloes Coenen, who began her MMA career here in Japan. In fact, her first 15 pro bouts took place in the land of the rising sun. She's a former Strikeforce Women's Bantamweight champion. She headlined the first ever Invicta all-female fighting card in the United States and comes off a win against Romy Ryusin in that show back in April. And here, as a part of Dream 18 showing, as she said, you know, the ladies have a tendency to steal the shows here.
They really do sometimes, and I think what we're going to see here tonight is she always promises this. Every time we see Marloes, she says, I'm going to go out there and I'm going to show my kickboxing. I really believe that tonight is the night we're going to see that. We know she can get things done on the ground. She's known for that. She was nicknamed Rumina after one of the early Shudo whizzes in submissions. So on the ground, we know this, but standing up, we're going to see some surprises.
Fiona!赤コーナー175センチ66キロマルシー・キーネセリザマッチ
Final instructions from the referee as Fiona Muxlow gets ready to meet Marloes Coenen. 2 5-minute rounds, not the traditional 3, 2 5-minute rounds. No extension round in the event of a tie. Coenen competing professionally since 2000. Her brothers and her grandfather were both involved in martial arts, with the latter having trained in jiu-jitsu. This propelled Coenen into the sport, starting at the age of 14. She has Martin de Jong in her corner. Fiona Muxlow, of course, coming off a win in her last fight. She's riding a 3-fight win streak. In fact, she was a part of a historic card in Australia, the first ever female MMA card, Brace Girls, back in October, where she defeated Leanne Reed.
Muxlow is in the southpaw stance, but she's got her arms pretty wide and her face right in the middle. She's tighten up that stance with Marloes, because she's going to pop her right down the center.
Marloes Coenen already effectively kicking Muxlow with the body kick and the low kick.
Marloes' best punch is that straight right. She already landed on him right there.
14 of Coenen's 20 victories have come via submission, and we almost joke about it now that every fighter meeting, and I've called a lot of her fights over the last couple of years, she's always like, I'm going for the KO this time. I'm going to get the knockout. She has 3 knockout wins in her career.
Well, Muxlow needs to get in some grappling moves here and throw some fake shots or something. She's going to be that girl. She gets knocked out. She's stuck on the outside.
Knee strike to the middle, knee to the head by Coenen. Always dangerous from the tie clinch.
Teeing off on her.
It's a really good uppercut that Coenen just landed. Muxlow doesn't want to keep her head down like that. She's going to get kneed.
There is another knee, a left knee strike from Coenen. Muxlow barreling her into the ropes. Coenen, the veteran, circling away from the ropes and continuing to knee. And again, knees to the head of a grounded opponent are allowed in Dream. Coenen taking advantage of that.
Muxlow's got to sit out, get her hips around. She can't leave her head down there where the knees hang out.
She's got to roll into guard here.
There it is. Oh, not strong enough. She tried to hook that elbow and sit out. Ended up with
Position for Coenen, who again, despite her proclamations of going for the knockout, now going for the submission. It seems releases the grip and hammer strikes. Ouch. A hammer fist from Marloes Coenen. Has to be careful to the back of the head. Those strikes are not allowed. Referee monitoring the situation. Crossface now has the underhook.
Try to roll her with this.
This is where Muxlow wants things. Muxlow wasn't doing very well standing now. She's on top of Coenen. But Coenen has a great guard game.
Muxlow has had the opportunity to travel to Las Vegas and train with one of America's best Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu practitioners, Robert Drysdale.
Muxlow's got to keep working. She's got to advance that position. As long as her head's down like this, she's in danger of submission. She's in danger of just being in a bad position.
Having that leg stacked up like that, the triangle is coming up. Marloes Coenen, if she can get that there.
Now switches to the armbar, the belly down armbar. Russian style for Marloes Coenen. Muxlow in trouble.
Muxlow did a great job of turning her shoulder as the arm straightened out. It took the pressure off her elbow. She's still in bad position, though.
Muxlow showcasing some good submission defense, some hammer fists of her own from the precarious position.
Here comes the leg choke.
Under 2 minutes remaining in the opening round. There are only 2 rounds. And Coenen looking for the submission.
Coenen's got her triangled. And there's an arm stuck.
She doesn't quite have the triangle yet, but there, almost there's.
Now back to the armbar and the tap from Muxlow. Marloes Coenen will have to wait another day to get her 4th knockout win. Instead, she records her 15th submission victory and proves to 21-5. As a mixed martial artist, she talked about wanting a rematch with Chris Cyborg, and she also has her sights set on new UFC Women's Bantamweight Champion, the first ever, Ronda Rousey. Of course, Rousey making history with Liz Carmouche coming up in February, but another day of the office, a successful day for Marloes Coenen against a woman who is simply overmatched in Fiona Muxlow, but you have to have respect for anyone who steps through the ropes or inside the cage.
100%. And Marloes Coenen's been around this sport for a long, long time. She was one of the first women to sort of break out and people take notice of her. And she's here to stay. She put on a great performance tonight.
3 minutes, seconds into the first round. By an armbar, the winner,
And there is the great sign of sportsmanship as we take a look at the action. Coenen deadly from the tie clinch with those knee strikes, Stephen.
And that really set her grappling up, because once you get somebody bending down like that, they're open for a choke. But Marloes tried for a triangle choke, but went for the armbar, belly down as we said. And Muxlow wisely tapping out, not gonna try and be too tough. There it is, triangle right into the armbar. Marloes curling up, catching the wrist, and popping that arm right there. It was an instant tap almost.
Well, she let go of the arm that was blocking to make a strike, and that was the wrong time to let go. She needed that grip, keep that arm safe.
Marloes Coenen picks up another win. Fiona Muxlow, taste defeat for the 2nd time in her career. Nothing to hang her head about when she faces someone of the stature of Marloes Coenen. And by the way, Fiona Muxlow also wants to become an MMA referee down the road. So we are 2 fights in here at Dream 18, 2 finishes from the Saitama Super Arena in Japan. One of Japan's all-time greats, 50 fights as a professional. This will be his 51st. Phil Baroni's opponent tonight, Hayato Sakurai, who is 4-3 on New Year's Eve shows here in his native Japan. The last time he fought on New Year's Eve, he was a victorious fighter. And, you know, this is the kind of fighter that I remember the last time I called a fight of his on New Year's Eve. He defeated Ryo Chonan, and it was interesting because Chonan was the last guy to legitimately defeat UFC middleweight champion Anderson Silva with one of the slickest submissions. That took place on New Year's Eve, Stephen, at Pride Shockwave 2004.
Quite lineage, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt. He does have one-punch knockout power, but I'm sure Phil would love for him to trade with him tonight.
What I like about Sakurai, he is a well-rounded martial artist, studies everything, always improving, and like you said, he doesn't look big. This guy can bang.
ただいまより本日の第3試合ウェルター級ワンマッチを行います。青コーナー175センチ 76.1 キロ Phil Baroni。 赤コーナー171センチ 76.5 キロ Sakurai Hayato!
We are set for action in the Dream welterweight division. Japan's Hayato Sakurai squaring off with the United States, Phil Baroni. Referee going through the last minute instructions. Sakurai made his pro debut in the Shooto organization back in October of 1996, submitting Japanese pioneer Kaoki. At one time considered one of the pound-for-pound best fighters in the sport, Baroni immediately bull rushes him into the clinch.
Bull rushed him off a right hand that Sakurai slipped.
Both of them known for their punching power. Baroni has 10 wins by way of knockout. Sakurai with 11. But Sakurai more well-rounded, 10 submission wins as well.
Phil Baroni cut a lot of weight for this fight. Got down 167 pounds. We saw maybe about 173. He was really struggling with those last few pounds. He was very unhappy, kind of croaky in his voice. I hope it doesn't affect his stamina tonight.
His main sparring partner at AKA in San Jose is former Strikeforce lightweight champion Josh Thompson. But as you mentioned, a murderer's row of wrestlers at AKA with the likes of Daniel Cormier, Cain Velasquez, and John Fitch. So if Baroni wanted to go back to his wrestling roots, he picked the right place.
And he's doing just that right now.
He's made up his mind.
He's got the over-under. He's got Sakurai pinned up against the corner, and he's trying to pick off that leg. But he ate a knee to the liver, and that's going to add up.
Baroni also said he had a slap tear in his left shoulder. It's been bugging him for years. He finally got it fixed. He kind of made excuses, that being part of our fight.
One of the most memorable fights in Strikeforce history, that fight with you and Phil Baroni, and that was where you unveiled the go-to-sleep gesture that none other than WWE superstar CM Punk seems to have purloined.
Mickey Rourke stole it too, but blessings to Mickey. I love it.
I'll tell you, when you try to explain to our Japanese contingency the sleeping move, they didn't quite get it.
Sakurai now handcuffing Baroni along the ropes. Baroni looking to drop levels, maybe going for the takedown, but
Another one of those knees to the ribs by Sakurai.
short knee strike from Sakurai. His nickname comes from Japanese pro wrestler Higo Shigashashi, better known as Hayato. And there's a takedown by Baroni into a half butterfly guard. So Baroni in top position.
Sakurai real tight with this butterfly guard. Watch his feet on the hips, on the inside, pushing the knees out. He's very active when he gets down here.
With a full butterfly guard, could look for the elevator sweep, but Baroni creating distance, working the body with punches. Sakurai striking from bottom position. Just past the midway point of the opening round, we are scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds here in the Dream welterweight division. There's some old school heel strikes on the hoist, Gracie.
Sakurai keeping that guard open, heels on hips, wanting to spring up. Phil Baroni trying but missing with a lot of those shots. Sakurai really keeping his options open.
Yeah, and you see what he's doing. It's hard to tell, but he's holding the gloves with his elbow. Sakurai is stretching Phil's hips out, so he doesn't have any arm power. He's got total wrist control on him. Then every time he goes to punch, Sakurai moves his head or lifts his arm up the block.
Baroni continues to blast away on Sakurai, not really getting all of those punches on target. Under a minute, 45 seconds remaining in the first frame.
Sakurai's really isolating that right arm of Phil Baroni there, like you said, Frank.
There's some windshield.
Very deceptive
from the bottom. The hammer fist from the bottom by Sakurai. 90 seconds now remaining in the opening round. And Sakurai doing a better job of striking to the bottom than Phil Baroni, although Baroni just landed the right hand.
Well, it looks like Sakurai's trying to hit him, get him to hit back hard, and then advance that knee up into a submission.
And that's all kinds of old school stuff. We had Baroni almost going for the hand opener.
Baroni with two arms straightening out there, that's going to be dangerous, but he knows that if he goes for an arm bar, he can pass the guard.
Final 60 seconds here left in round one. And Sakurai again remaining active from his back. Hammer fist from the bottom by Sakurai, and Baroni not really throwing back with the same volume.
Not what I expected in this match at all. But then again, that's a good thing. I like to be surprised. Slower paced, though.
Sakurai's just kind of stalemated the whole advance of Baroni. And it looks like Baroni doesn't want to stand.
And Baroni now standing up. Referee will bring Sakurai back to his feet. Final 20 seconds of the opening round. Tie clinch, knee up the middle by Sakurai. Knee from Baroni, glances with the right hand, misses with the left. Final 10 seconds, Sakurai going through the guard of Baroni. And Sakurai and Baroni coming back now as we are headed to round 2 here at Dream 18.
Baroni took a lot of damage in the body here. That's what you can't tell. These short knees, these little shots. This is sucking the life out of Phil's body. And he didn't want to on the stand-up because he took it down as soon as he had a chance. I thought he could have tried to advance more positions, but very few shots were getting in. Sakurai lifting the hands up, moving the head a lot, keeping the feet on the hips. He really sort of shut down Phil Baroni's ground attack here, which is usually pretty deadly. And then when they got up, all Sakurai on landing them shots, very surprised at the passivity and Phil backing up here. Now, after he took all these shots, you see him come back for a minute. By then it's too late. He's already been kind of banged up and pushed up on the cage, or on the rope, I'm sorry.
And Sakurai landed every one of those shots at the end of that round. Sakurai really looked good in that round.
Sakurai has faced, during his illustrious career, some of the biggest names in the sport, including former Pride lightweight champion Takanori Gomi, former UFC welterweight champion Matt Hughes, and current UFC middleweight champion Anderson Silva. Phil Baroni regrouping after a tough opening round. And we are set for the second round. Baroni enjoyed a lot of time in top position, but it was Sakurai doing a lot of the damage. A quick start by Baroni as he again looks for the double leg takedown, and great takedown defense by Sakurai.
Sakurai seemed to easily block his takedown.
Just dead in his weight and dropped down, bent his knees, and there it was.
He was looking out in the crowd while he was doing it, too. He just completely shut it down. Well, Phil did some great head kicks in his last fight. He really feels like with his emphasis on wrestling, he can stand up more, he can throw more, but I've seen no kicks out of him this fight whatsoever.
You hear the referee yell the word action. There is at his discretion the opportunity. Almost an Uchimata, modified Uchimata there due to takedown by Sakurai to side control. I was going to say that the referee can give yellow cards for passivity. And beautiful transition into full mount by Sakurai. And this could be very perilous for Baroni. Needs to be active on the ground.
Baroni gets a hip escape back in the guard.
And he eats a right hand for his efforts. Under 2 minutes, or just past the 2-minute mark.
Phil's got to be careful not to give up into side mount, because then there it is right there. Sakurai passes.
I was never good at math in school. Minute 15 into the second round. Thank you.
Now look at Sakurai. He's holding the right shoulder of Phil, lifting it up. He's going to try to step on the other arm, crucify him on the mat, and then punch him right in the head.
Now Baroni's giving up his back, looking for the switch. Stand up and is able to get back to his feet, so a good job by Baroni looking for the takedown. Stuffed by Sakurai, pummeling. As Baroni backed up along the ropes now, knee strike by Sakurai. Baroni with a short right uppercut glances off the chin.
Frank, you said something in the round number 1 about the weight cut hampering his energy. I think that's what we're seeing here.
Yeah.
Body shot with the right hand by Baroni.
Nice low kick by Sakurai.
Overhand right by Baroni. Again to the clinch they go. Under 3 minutes now remaining in the second stanza. Baroni able to turn the tables on Sakurai, drops levels, and, well, Sakurai kind of just went to the canvas, pulling guard as Baroni was looking for the takedown.
And we're going to see a restart of the fighters closer to the center. Keep them from sliding out of the ring.
Of course, North American audience is used to the cage, but here in Japan, where Pride made the ring famous for mixed martial arts, you'll see things like that throughout the contest. Again, Baroni working the body, but Sakurai busy on the bottom with hammer fists and right hands.
Phil's he's got to make a statement here from the top, because he wasn't doing very well standing. He's in a perfect position to land some shots. Just got to be careful of the legs of Sakurai in the submission.
Sakurai, good job of keeping him at bay. His feet on Baroni's hips. Controlling his posture.
He's just got him tied up on the ground. Baroni's got no power. He can't posture in a strong position. And I feel like Sakurai is just sucking the life out of him, wearing him down.
Apparently so.
Under 2 minutes remaining in the round. Again, Baroni making the long flight from the UFC on his own, but has Enson Inoue and Ricky Fukuda in his corner, making the tough weight cut. He talked about the fact that originally was supposed to fight at 172 pounds, it's now 168. He weighed in at 167.
1 minute half. Phil doing a lot of positional maneuvering, but he's not being as aggressive because we know that dream fights are not scored on a round-by-round basis.
Don't worry, Stephen, old habits die hard, my friend. I get it.
I'm sure you're going to bust that move the same way I did. But it's like, is he saving it up for the last round? I don't know. Right now, it seems that Sakurai is catching a breather.
It does.
Also, yeah.
And that's an interesting ruling that Dream has when you judge the fight in its entirety, because that really takes a different strategy when you get into it. Because you need to win every little bit, or just blow it out in the last round. Like,
a reminder to our fans watching on CBS Sportsnet in the United States or on Fight Network in Canada. While they are 3 5-minute rounds, the fight is indeed judged in its entirety, just like in the Pride days. So there's no 10-point must system. The criteria, just like Pride, the effort to finish the fight by knockout or submission, as Sakurai goes for a submission, is #1 in the criteria, and I think the entire sport should adopt that as their #1 criteria. And now Baroni with some ground and pound here in the latter stages of the second stanza. Up kick from Sakurai. 15 seconds left in the round. And again, Baroni working from the half butterfly guard of Sakurai. And Sakurai seems to be very content from being in this position, every so often throwing up some offensive strikes of his own, as the third round is straight ahead here at Dream 18.
Well, Phil has got to be feeling it. Sakurai seemed to slow down a little bit at the end of the round, but I couldn't tell if he was just coasting or just kind of feeling where the chi was. Here's a beautiful hip cut toss. Whatever it was, it got him in the perfect position. He got right around Phil's guard, and of course advanced that into the mount position, where I was hoping he'd do a little bit more damage. Phil is not usually good on his back off that position, but was able to get back to the guard.
I said it was a modified Uchimata. In fact, when upon further review, was a modified Haregoshi.
Oh, Haregoshi, excuse me. I was going to call it a leg trippy fall down thing.
Can I have noodles with that?
I'd like some. Sakurai, though, doing great job as damaging from his back. Not just staying there passively. Those kicks coming up, those short shots to the head, those are all working.
Sakurai controlling this fight so far.
Second down.
We're just waiting for the New York Badass to show up.
The bell and the third and final round underway of this dream welterweight matchup between Phil Baroni and Hayato Sakurai. Sakurai, a BJJ black belt who competed in the prestigious Abu Dhabi Combat Club Submission Wrestling Tournament back in 1999, has been able to control Phil Baroni from the bottom, and now another wardrobe malfunction here as we have another problem with the gloves.
He'll do the same thing that round. Came out through one punch, went right into a grappling match. I don't think he really wants to. Oh, and he got stunned right there with the left shot from Sakurai.
Oh, the uppercut. Baroni saying, let's bring it on, then let's do this thing. And I remember Baroni in his Pride debut against Ikuisa Minowa. It turned into a brawl and a slugfest. And Baroni at this stage of this fight, that's probably what he wants to turn this into. And he's finally being able to land some shots on Sakurai. But there's that beautiful right uppercut by the Japanese fighter.
I agree, Moro. I think that Phil Baroni fights better when he's emotional. I think he's getting emotional now, and he needs that to really pull this one off.
And Baroni unloading the heavy artillery.
I think he hurt Sakurai.
That goes for the takedown. The sprawl by Baroni, beautifully stuffing the takedown and working on the knees to the head of a grounded opponent, which are allowed here in Dream.
Phil caught him with a good shot. Sakurai shot for the takedown.
Right hand connects by Baroni. So throwing caution to the wind, and this is the time to do a third and final round. Straight left by Sakurai.
He's finding a spot for that jab. Phil does not move his head. He moves his shoulders. He doesn't move his head. So if you just pop as soon as he moves straight down the center, you'll touch him.
Another jab from Sakurai, overhand right. Baroni on the ropes, pummeling now. Sakurai putting all of his weight on him. And now Baroni just explodes off the ropes, looking for the takedown, defended by Sakurai, going for the guillotine.
Superb takedown defense by Sakurai. Fell down there low, starting to bleed on his forehead.
And hammer fist from the back by Sakurai. Baroni in the turtle position there, now just in the wrestler's position. Cross face by Sakurai, knee to the body. Baroni trying to turn the tables, looking for the sweeper, the scramble.
He's putting a lot of energy into this.
And he does it. Beautiful escape by Baroni in a top position and in the half butterfly guard. So Baroni getting the better of that scramble. Just past the midway point of the final round.
I feel like Baroni's dug himself a hole. He's got to dig himself out now. He's got to start either bringing some damage or looking real spectacular.
Delivering right hands to the side of Sakurai's face. Again, Sakurai very comfortable from this position. Baroni trying to improve his position.
Baroni is a lot more energetic in this round and is really putting it out there. I think he knows that if it were a point fight and he added the scorecards, he would be losing. But in this particular thing, he's going to make an impression. But he's got to do damage.
Under 2 minutes remaining in the fight. Phil Baroni, the New York Badass, training full-time at American Kickboxing Academy in San Jose, California, returning to Japan to face one of Japan's best in Hayato Sakurai, who represents his own Maha Dojo. While Sakurai may be in the, both of these guys, let's face it, perhaps the twilight of their respective careers, both wanting to put it on the line here in the final minute and 24 seconds. There's been a lot of wear and tear on these two gladiators over the years. Baroni with the right uppercut, left hook combination. And Sakurai took it and delivered a 1-2 of his own. Now backed up Baroni.
Sakurai put Baroni on his heels with that right hand and such straight punch. Frank, you said it.
Yeah, I found out in the Baroni fight. Baroni's like a wounded animal. You wound him, he comes right back.
We could be in for a furious finish. The final minute of this fight. Baroni goes for the right hand, changes levels, and is stuffed on the takedown attempt with the sprawl by Sakurai. But Baroni up on his feet, high plumb by Sakurai, the knee delivered to the midsection. Uppercut by Baroni. He hasn't really been able to do a lot of damage, which is surprising. The weight cut may have really depleted his power. And there's a 1-2 combination from Sakurai.
He's jamming up his own punches because he wants to wrestle.
25 seconds left in the fight. Sakurai closes the distance.
Baroni doesn't have the pop he used to.
15 seconds left in the fight. Both of them may be showing a little fatigue. Well, bouncing up and down a Sakurai. 1-2 combination. Baroni stung, but on his feet. A left hook by Sakurai. Sakurai with the right hand. Baroni looks for the takedown and eating all kinds of leather as he tries to throw back. This fight is over at 3:18.
Whoa! What a finish.
So Hayato Sakurai and Phil Baroni go the distance, with Hayato Sakurai seemingly getting the better of the New York Badass in all facets of the fight.
I'll tell you, they went for gunslinging heaven right here in the last round. They were both shooting it out, but it was the straight punches, as Frank was talking about. But Baroni landed some good leather right there with that left hook to the temple, but Sakurai just shook it right off and pressed forward and was the more energetic fighter by the end, and he was landing constantly.
Yeah, Sakurai, nice combinations. He got the range. It was his range. He controlled the range, and when he wanted to pop, he got counter hit a few times, but he was landing more shots more frequently, and especially when he led with that jab and these short counter shots, just money. The inside fighting in those last few seconds was some dangerous game.
He's known as the New York Badass, and one thing's for sure, he has the fighting heart the size of New York. Let's go to the official decision.
Maha. Judge Adachi. Maha. Judge
a clean sweep on the judges' scorecards. Hayato Sakurai improves to 37-12-2 in his professional career. Baroni drops to 15-16, losing via unanimous decision in his return to Japan.
It's the weight cut. He didn't have the energy. He ran out of gas early.
Yeah, and he looked good, and he had a plan. He was going to wrestle, which, you know, he said he's been working hard on, but he just, all the energy was gone by halfway, the end of that round.
And Hayato Sakurai improves to 5-3 on New Year's Eve. You're watching Dream 18 on CBS Sportsnet in the United States. Fellow Canadian Denis Kang returning to Japan. He is a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt, the first BJJ black belt under Marcus Suarez, one of the late great Carlson Gracie's best students. Trains at the TriStar Gym in Montreal under Firas Zahabi, home to UFC welterweight champion GSP. He's been sharpening his striking skills with Conrad Plob. In his only other fight this year, he recorded a first-round knockout win over Hae Suk Sun in June under the Road FC banner in South Korea, where he is a huge star. That snapped a 3-fight losing streak.
When he's on, Denis Kang has a wealth of technical resources as a mixed martial artist. He can strike and grapple extremely well. Kang's technique has never been an issue. Being first has. And if there's a knock on him, it's that he's a slow starter, and that could be a problem against a basher like Manhoef.
Yeah, this is not the fight to start slow in. He's got to stick to his game plan, which is pretty simple. He told me, take him down, take my time, and find the opening. He thinks he's more adaptable than Melvin Manhoef, and Manhoef's kind of stuck in this, rock'em sock'em robot game.
He went 10-0 with 1 no contest in South Korea. Spirit MC. Just how big of a star is he in South Korea? Well, he appeared on Dancing with the Stars over the summer, made it to the 3rd episode. He said he enjoyed the quick step portion of the competition the most. And in his corner tonight is his younger brother, Julian Kang, who is a huge TV star in South Korea. So it's a family affair. There's a lot of dancing going on in Japan tonight. Melvin Manhoef making his way to the ring, showcasing some of his dance moves. I wonder if this is not in reaction to knowing that Denis Kang was on Dancing with the Stars. Well, this guy loves to dance with his fists, his kicks, and his knees. One of the best knockout artists in the sport. 24 of his 26 wins have come by way of knockout. He's 3-0 on New Year's Eve in Japan. All 3 of those wins due to his strikes, including he's the only man who has knocked out Mark Hunt in mixed martial arts. Think about that for a moment.
That means he can punch, and that was a short punch, too. Caught Hunt right on the chin. He's going to be wanting to do that again because Melvin, he will come right after you. To me, he's the most dangerous puncher in MMA, and we can cite that Mark Hunt win as evidence. Viciously aggressive, will put his own self in harm's way just to get things done on his feet.
Yeah, and I tell you, it's been his only knock in his game, is that he'll get in there and just go for broke every single time. Sometimes you got to take a step backwards and find your opening. He makes it each time by kicking a hole in it.
Much loved by the crowds, though, because of that aggressiveness. And his game on the ground has always been what some people would say not his strength.
Definitely not his strong suit, getting on the ground. He says he's been working on it, and he says he's been working on his wrestling. We just see him bang.
38th professional fight as a mixed martial artist. He's 37-10 with 27 wins via knockout as a kickboxer.
これより本日の第4試合ミドル級ワンマッチを行います。青コーナー180センチ84キロデニス・チャー。赤コーナー177センチ83.6キロメルビン・マヌ
Melvin Manhoef, trained by Mike Sanzier at Mike's gym in the Netherlands. Dennis Kang made weight on his second attempt, came in at 186. The middleweight limit, of course, 185 pounds. They don't allow the pound allowance here in Japan, so he was able to make weight on his second attempt. Didn't suffer any financial penalty. Words of wisdom from his coach as the two fighters come to the center of the ring for last-minute instructions. 100's what the strategy will be for Dennis Kang. Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt. We know the punching pedigree of Melvin Manhoef. Will Kang try to bang with Manhoef, or is he going to try to take this to the ground immediately? We're underway. The bell in round one here at the Saitama Super Arena. Mauro Ranallo along with Frank the Legend Shamrock and the fight professor Stephen Quadros, wherever you may be watching around the world. We hope you're enjoying Dream 18.
Melvin coming out cautious, but kind of moving backward.
Different footing for him this time.
To me, if Kang is going to dominate this fight, he should get into wrestling mode.
There's a right hand that catches Kang, and Kang wanting to go to a shootout with Manhoef, clips him with the left hook, and it's Manhoef now along the ropes, clinching up, knee to the belly, and Kang's down. It's over. Forget about the agony of defeat. He just felt the agony of the knee. Melvin Manhoef records his 25th win via knockout, lightning quick fashion here in the opening round.
Melvin Manhoef just taught the world how to throw a knee to the body. Wow. I think he stunned the audience. I mean, we're sitting here like, what?
He has gone the distance just twice in his professional career. He lives by the sword, he dies by the sword. Tonight, Melvin Manhoef was razor sharp.
Literally. And he beat a good fighter, too. Dennis Kang is
Very good fighter.
is much more well-rounded.
You know, they got into a firefight, and this is where you do not want to get into Melvin Manhoef.
He elevated him with that knee
He
strike.
just, and you see Kang hold his belly. I mean, he sucked all the life out of him with that knee. That was a massive knee. Just destroyed him with it, and Kang was done just from that.
Kang gets stopped via knockout for the 6th time in his career. He has the power of the punch, but he's got power in all of his appendages. Melvin Manhoef with a very impressive win.
Yes. You know, I'm very glad to be back in Japan because this is my hometown. Here do I live. Here does I fight with honor. I thank you very much that I'm here. So I wish you very happy New Year and everybody enjoy the show.
Melvin Manhoef, very popular here in the land of the rising sun, and when you finish fights like that, you're going to be popular everywhere.
Everywhere. You talk about the samurai spirit, more. This man has it inside. You said it, do or die, every time. That's why the crowds love him.
So Melvin Manhoef, in front of a very appreciative crowd here at the Saitama Super Arena, records the first-round knockout win over Dennis Kang. He ends things with a bang at Dream 18. So we are set for action in the Dream Bantamweight division. Two of the very best bantamweights who have competed here in the land of the rising sun. We'll let Lenny Hart do her thing. He is the current deep bantamweight champion here in Japan. Yoshiro Maeda has won back-to-back bouts, including a victory over Tatsuya for the Dream promotion in August, winning via rear naked choke. He is 2-4 here in the Dream promotion. So he's looking to pick up his third victory under the Dream banner.
He's 2-4, but he's still a crowd favorite because he's a wild man inside the ring, capable of flying stomps and other visual attacks. And he's a violent striker, wins big, fights big, and loses, as we saw in the video clip, even bigger, but he wants to avoid that tonight.
North American fans will remember him for a stint in the old WEC promotion where he went 1-2, including losing the WEC Bantamweight Championship challenge of then-champion Miguel Torres in what was the fight of the night back in June of 2008. Represents Tribe Tokyo MMA, where he trains with the likes of Shinya Aoki, who we're going to see in our next matchup against Antonio Mckee. But tonight, Yoshiro Maeda will meet Bibiano Fernandes.
I always thought Maeda was like a Japanese Melvin Manhoef who can grapple.
That's the boss season having turn.
It's been a long time. Been a long time coming. It's like a death. But there's no turning back now. This is what makes me. This is what I am, Philly.
From Brazil,
You might as well call Bibiano Fernandes Mr. Dream. He is 8-1 in the promotion with 1 win via formal knockout, 2 via submission. But he won the inaugural Dream Featherweight Championship, defeating Hiroyuki Takaya in October of 2009, and he's the current Dream Bantamweight Champion after defeating Antonio Benuelos in the Bantamweight World Grand Prix Final, which took place on New Year's Eve last year. He has won 4 straight fights and has not lost since a unanimous decision setback against Hiroyuki Takaya on New Year's Eve 2 years ago. He's coming off a unanimous decision win over Gustavo Velcaroli for one fighting championship in August of this year in Manila, Philippines.
And Mauro, as much as we saw him throw a lot of haymakers in that opening video clip, he's really a grapple first, ask questions later type fighter. Multi-champion Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu world champion, and he can get in your face with a lot of pressure, but it's mainly to get the clinch, get the takedown, and to test whether you can tap or not.
Holds wins over the likes of Masakazu Imanari, Joe Warren, Joachim Hansen, and again is the current Dream Bantamweight champion. Frank, a non-title affair, but a guy who was training in beautiful British Columbia, my neck of the woods, someone who was being courted by the UFC. There was talk that he had signed with the UFC, but he says, you know what? I love fighting in Asia. I love fighting in Japan. I know you had many memorable experiences in this country.
Yeah, you know, there's such a culture here. There's such an acceptance by the fans. They treat you like royalty. These fans follow you for the rest of your lives. And there's just something special about that.
本日の第5試合バンタム級ワンマッチを行います。青コーナー170センチ 62.1 キロ前田義弘。
We are seeing the
赤コーナー167センチ 62.8 キロビビアノ
Has anyone blinked yet? So we are set for what should be a terrific bantamweight battle between Yoshiro Maeda and Bibiano Fernandes, a non-title affair. Fernandes, the Dream Bantamweight champion. Maeda, the Deep Bantamweight champion.
Look into my eyes. You're getting sleepy.
Let's see if it works.
Meditation always. The bell in round one underway. Southpaw stance for Maeda.
Good job. Come on, game plan.
Oh, boy. We know who's going to strike, and that would be Maeda.
There's a blocked head kick. Yep, the left head kick a la Mirko Krokop blocked, and there was a kick that was blocked. But Frank, you know, against Kung Lee, sometimes when you block a kick, doesn't mean that it's the best thing. Usually, broken arm takedown by Fernandes.
Sometimes you need two hands, and sometimes you just need to let it go.
This is really bad for Maeda right now. You have a guy like this, Bibiano Fernandes, on your back. Probably going to want to sweep that left leg over and get both hooks in, and then sit there and ride it out and bash him away until he gives up his neck.
It's a tough position to be in, no doubt about it. But look at the size of those gloves. You know, it's hard to get a big glove like that underneath the chin. If you can get a good grip on that glove or get a block on it, choke like that, it's tough to get. 1 minute
Change gone here in the opening round. 4 submission wins for Fernandes out of his 12th career victory. Scramble Maeda, and there's the grip in the round, and looking for that rear naked choke is Fernandes. Maeda has been submitted 3 times in his career, and he escapes this time.
Nothing but non-stop scrambles and a slam.
Powerbomb slam by Maeda. One of the best finishes in Japanese history. Quinton Rampage Jackson on Ricardo Arona. And there's some hammer fists from Maeda, who is being choked here by Fernandes. The triangle choke attempt by Fernandes. Maeda refuses to tap. He's out cold. And Fernandes picks up the first round submission win via triangle choke as he put Yoshiro Maeda to sleep. So Bibiano Fernandes improves to 13-3 with his 5th career victory via tap out, and he's now riding a 5-fight win streak into 2013.
And that, my friend, is the power of the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Man.
He totally relaxed.
I mean, once he got the back, and there was so much scrambling, and Maeda actually was doing something really good. He was smashing away, and I'll tell you, Bibiano took some shots.
He took some shots, but the moment he saw a hip opening, he popped his hip out, swung around to his back, was back in choke position before Maeda could do anything about it.
Dream Bantamweight champion Bibiano Fernandes improves to 9-1 under the Dream banner here at Dream 18 New Year's Eve at the storied Saitama Super Arena in Japan. We are set for action in the Dream lightweight division. Antonio Mckee, the 42-year-old veteran from Long Beach, California, the man in charge of Body Shop Fitness, which he likes to refer to as the rejects of MMA. 28-4-2. He went 14-0-1 during an 8-year undefeated streak that ended in his lone appearance inside the octagon when he was defeated by Jacob Volkman via split decision at UFC 125 in January of 2011. He is making his Dream debut tonight.
The puzzle he presents to 99% of the opponents he faces is, can you stop my takedown? And once I take you down, can you do anything? Which most guys cannot. He's one of the few MMA fighters who dares to use the sidekick. As a matter of fact, I joked to him, said to him right in front of you guys, do you think you fight like Bruce Lee on your feet? And he kind of looked at me, but I think he stands exactly like Bruce Lee when they fight.
He's channeling a little Bruce Lee when he gets in there. He also said something really interesting, which I like, and that's, he said, hey, when I start to get hit, then I'll quit. That meant a lot to me. As a wrestler, as an athlete, you know, I think this guy's got a good head about his shoulders. He's a promoter. He's kind of a bit of a jokesman, but I like what he brings in there.
He has won 3 straight fights since his one-and-done appearance in the octagon. He's coming off a victory over Chad and Dietmeyer in March of this year. He's not competed since this past March, undergoing knee surgery to repair a torn meniscus. So, Antonio Mckee makes his debut in Dream against this man. Oh yeah. Come on, Steven. I gotta pull them. Hey, the only man missing tonight is El Guapo Boss Root, so I might as well do an imitation right now and try to sing. Oh, maybe not. Champion Shinya Aoki, the submission magician, one of the best submission artists in all of mixed martial arts. A perfect 5-0 on New Year's Eve, and in fact, it was on New Year's Eve last year where he defeated Satoru Kitaoka, defending the Dream lightweight title. It was also on New Year's Eve on the final Pride Shockwave event in 2006 when he defeated Joachim Hansen via Gogo Plata. It was the second successful Gogo Plata in an MMA fight. The first by Ryusuke Uemura versus Isao Terada in January 2005 in the Zest promotion in Japan. Of course, in North America, Steven, the most famous Gogo Plata, Nick Diaz against Takanori Gomi on the last Pride event in Las Vegas. It went all for naught when Captain Cannabis tested positive for the wacky tobacco.
So we see a lot of great moves inside the ring. And I'll tell you, Shinya Aoki has got one of the greatest guard games ever in mixed martial arts. Dangerous from every level, and he can really kick well from the outside.
He's a good kicker. He understands the range, but let's make no jokes. He wants it on the ground. This guy is a ground specialist, a submission specialist, which is exactly the opposite of what Mckee wants.
He is 14-2-0 with 1 no contest in Dream.
これより本日の第8試合ライト級ワンマッチを行います。青コーナー172センチ69.5キロアントニオ・マッキー。赤コーナー180センチ70キロアオキ・シンヤ。
Referee will give last-minute instructions. Aoki, a southpaw who at one time was aspiring to be a police officer before mixed martial arts bit him in a big way. Antonio Mckee, a man who says he's been shot at, stabbed, kidnapped, and duct taped, so Aoki can't do anything to intimidate him. We are set for 3 5-minute rounds. It's a non-title fight in the lightweight division. The 2 touch gloves, and we are underway.
He said it's simple strategy. Pressure him. He doesn't think he can take him down. He's totally going to dominate him on his feet.
Hand right by Aoki, going for the shoot immediately.
Yeah, but the pressure is Aoki, and Aoki has the clinch. Mckee on one knee already.
Aoki got the first shot in, too. That looping shot landed.
Yeah, nice right hook.
Okay. Pressure on him.
Aoki coming off a win in his 1FC debut, defeating Arno Lepon via triangle choke in the first round back in August in Manila, Philippines. He holds a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt under his sensei Yuki Nakai. He's also a black belt in Judo. Mckee, a brown belt in Judo. Of course, his background, he's a wrestler.
He should have the size advantage, the strength advantage here. He's 10 pounds overweight on Saturday.
Straight by the leg, though, and Aoki with the takedown, but it's Mckee scrambling, wanting to go in a top position, but look at the strength and deliverability of Aoki. Well done.
He's in side choke position. He's got to watch that arm getting across his face.
Also known as the arm triangle for you non-catch wrestling fans.
Now we're going to see how well Antonio Mckee does off his back to one of the greatest grapplers Japan has ever produced.
He's also the author of the Aoki Plata, the mounted Gogo Plata. I mean, he pulls out submissions that are just incredible to see. And when you look at his record, 20 of his 31 wins via tap out, has never been submitted. 4 of his 6 losses have been via form of knockout, and now going for the front headlock on Mckee, delivering the knee to the head of a grounded opponent, which is allowed. And there's a slam takedown by Mckee. as he has Aoki on his back.
He's showing that strength.
Pressure his head. Make that foot come down. There you go.
Aoki taking his time just with the basic headlock to maintain control at this point. Trying to use the butterfly guard to get something happening, but they're up against the corner. They're going to be back, restarted towards the center of the ring.
Mckee endured a turbulent childhood. His mother struggled with drug addiction. He had to take care of himself at a very young age. Has been an entrepreneur, now enjoying a family life with his wife Jen. They have 2 daughters, Haley and Miley. Also has a son, AJ, from a previous marriage, and he just recently discovered he has another boy as well. So Antonio Mckee with a lot on his plate, but wanting to pull off the win here against one of the best in the lightweight division in Dream lightweight champion Shinya Aoki.
And he also mentioned that AJ is following in his footsteps and quite an accomplished wrestler.
Up kick from Aoki, under 2 minutes remaining in the opening round. Mckee on his feet. And the referee calls for the break as Aoki now gets back up to his feet. Some blood on his chest. Side kick from
There it is.
I like Mckee to flick a jab, too.
Aoki comes in, sprawls on the takedown attempt by Mckee. Minute and a half remaining in the opening frame.
Good balance in that exchange right there. Aoki back up. Feet are sliding. Shoes loud.
Break his body.
Mckee said he started fighting in 1999 because he needed to pick up a hobby to release some frustration and an overabundance of testosterone.
That knee was solid by Mckee. Right up the middle.
Put him in the corner, Tom.
They immediately switched positions. Aoki turned it right around after that.
Strong to spin him around.
I think Mckee did really well one turn on before to stay away from all the switches.
Slammed it right on his head. And now it's Mckee going for the guillotine choke attempt with 45 seconds left in the first round. A war of attrition here in the early going. Takedown by Aoki has not a lot of real estate to work with.
Aoki did a good job of pulling him over his knee and tripping him down.
McKee's going to bide his time, not going to waste any energy trying to get the guillotine.
They have to be careful here, though. Yellow cards, action being called by the referee. A yellow card for passivity could be issued, which comes with a 10% deduction of a fighter's purse. It was the bane of a lot of pride fighting championship fighters' existence back in the day. So, into the final few seconds of what has been a rather cautious opening 5 minutes between Aoki and Mckee. Rio Chonan in Aoki's corner. Mckee slow to get back up to his feet.
Yeah, the sidekick is just, he's just waiting to throw it. It waited a little too long because Aoki popped him first with an overhand right and then got into that grappling position, which was quite the scramble. I mean, what nice opposing types of styles. One more grappling, one more wrestling. Mckee with a nice pick and slam there. And here they tried a wizard that just, I mean, they both fell on their heads.
Yeah, but I think that that head bounce did Aoki a lot more damage.
Yeah, Aoki, nice takedown here. He pulls him forward, pulls him back, trips him over his knee, gets him down in position. Kind of stalemated after that, but a high level of grappling between both of these guys.
I'm impressed with Mckee because he refuses to let Aoki dominate him.
As we mentioned, Aoki with plenty of success on New Year's Eve, a perfect 5-0, including a victory over former Bellator lightweight champion Eddie Alvarez back at Dynamite 2008, a loss that was avenged in Bellator by Alvarez.
Oh, there's that right hook again.
Oh, he's hurt. Wow, he stays true. He's trying to tap it, seems, and he says he will not endure any kind of a beating. He gets hit, and he's already tapping, and he said he was going to, I don't know about this.
Popped his nose good.
So Antonio Mckee gets popped in the face and immediately taps, and Shinya Aoki picks up a rare stoppage win via strikes. That's only his second by way of knockout, and so much for Antonio Mckee's dream debut.
Well, he said, when I get hit, then I'm going to quit. I mean,
Well,
he said it, and he
quit.
did.
He quit.
Yeah, he sure did.
There's a man keeping his word right there.
Aoki hurt him with that same punch because after in the first round, he hit him with the same thing, and Mckee was complaining about his orbital or his eye or something.
He did take a punch to the eye, and it is a fight. Sometimes honesty may not always be the best policy. Let's take a look here. A blind shot by Aoki that catches Mckee
right on the
over
spot.
the right eye, and he's already trying to tap.
He was tapping the referee. Same spot as last time. Exact same spot.
It was kind of an overhand right. Almost a hook overhand right. Boom. Ouch.
So Shinya Aoki improves to 6-0 on New Year's Eve as he addresses his partisan crowd here in Japan. Improves to 32-6-0 with 1 no contest, and for 42-year-old Antonio Mckee, he drops to 28-5-2 and suffers his second loss by way of knockout. We are set for action in the Dream featherweight division. Georgi Karakhanyan, the Bellator veteran who went 2-2 in that promotion, making his Dream debut, riding a 5-fight win streak. In fact, he's coming off a victory over Top 14 alum Micah Miller, where he became the first Tachi Palace Fights featherweight champion to defend his title. That was back in September.
Karakhanyan is extremely well-rounded, strong in all areas, very aggressive standing, punches in bunches, excellent roundhouse kicks, flying knees, a very confident MMA grappler, but I don't think that's where this fight is going to go against Takaya.
He was born in Moscow to Armenian parents, introduced to martial arts by his dad when he was just 6 years old. His dad, in fact, is a black belt in Karate Do Shotokan. He's also a Sambo expert. His family moved to California where when he was 12, he was actually a very good soccer player and played for many high-level teams. In fact, he says the sport has helped him, not surprisingly, with his kicks, but he's also an avid and devoted vegetarian who he believes that gives him a lot of credit for his athletic strength, Frank.
I never knew that about a vegetarian, but you know, Jake Shields was a vegetarian. There's a lot of highly successful athletes that took the vegetarian type course.
Unfortunately, I can't invite him to the famed Ribeiro Steakhouse in Japan.
He ain't coming with us.
How do I get one of those jackets?
We're going there, dude.
So Georgi Karakhanyan, again, all kinds of momentum, Stephen, with wins in 5 consecutive fights, and they call him insane for a reason. This guy has a very entertaining fighting style.
He really does, and he brings all angles. Comes from millennia MMA, brown belt jiu-jitsu, but everything is flying at you at once with this guy.
Has the tattoo, "Only God Can Judge Me" in Russian on his chest, an Armenian cross on his right rib, and his last name in Armenian on the left.
赤コーナーより高谷博之選手の入場です。
Karakhanyan's opponent is Japanese veteran Hiroyuki Takaya, the Dream of featherweight champion who has previously fought in Shudo K1 Heroes Cage Force and in America for the World Extreme Cage Fighting promotion. He's also 0-1 in Strikeforce, losing to Robbie Peralta, went 0-2 in WEC to face the likes of Leonard Garcia and Cub Swanson. But he's a much better 8-2 in the Dream promotion with 5 wins via form of knockout. He's won 2 of his 3 appearances here on New Year's Eve.
And nicknamed Street Fight Bancho, he really brings it with some percussive force. Exceptional ring generalship on his feet. Uses movement to set up low kicks. Crisp, short, powerful, straight right. A very accurate striker.
Scored the biggest win of his career over former Dream lightweight champ Joachim Hansen back in May of 2010 at Dream of 14.
really a top-level finisher, especially with his ground and pound.
And last New Year's Eve, in the Fight for Japan Genki Desuka Omisoka 2011 event, he defeated Takeshi Inoue via unanimous decision. With 11 of his 17 wins coming by way of knockout, shouldn't be surprised to know that his hero is Iron Mike Tyson.
Well, he's a Shuto stylist. Came from the Shuto organization, and that style is a well-rounded, top-to-bottom MMA game.
これより第7試合を行います。青コーナー172センチ65キロジョージ・カーカーネ赤コーナー167センチ65キロ高谷ヒロ
So we are set for 3 5-minute rounds in the Dream Featherweight division. The penultimate matchup of Dream 18, the New Year's Eve tradition continuing in Japan at the Saitama Super Arena. Karakhanyan clashing with Takaya. Takaya made his pro debut in the Shuto organization here in Japan back in 2003. They touch gloves and we are underway.
I think if there be an urban myth about vegetarian not being aggressive, Karakhanyan dispels that myth.
Oh, and there's that right hand that drops Takaya.
Karakhanyan has a very tight, crisp stance. He's just standing there waiting to bomb.
Takaya absorbed the shot, now working from the butterfly hooks, trying to control the wrist of Karakhanyan, trying to keep him close, doesn't want him to posture. Karakhanyan looking to pass guard, but now just stacking Takaya from the open guard now in top position.
Takaya really wanting to wrap up those hands and possibly get a sweep, but Karakhanyan using a lot of angles from the top to stay in control, to stay on top, and keep those punches coming down.
Yeah, and he's keeping his left leg up, giving himself a little bit more power in the position, and every time there's a shift, he shifts right back over, puts himself in punching position.
Yeah, he bases up when he needs to and drops back down.
Out from Karakhanyan, series of right hands, the insane one, getting busy with his strikes. Just over a minute gone here in the first round. Hammer fist from Karakhanyan. Now standing up, controlling Takaya's feet, doesn't want to eat any up kicks. But there's a bit of a stalemate here as, a la Mauricio Shogun, who with the long distance right hand.
Karakhanyan keeping him down, not letting him up.
And Takaya gets back up to his feet. Much to the delight of the partisan crowd here at Saitama Super Arena. Good crowd in attendance as they want to be a part of the tradition of New Year's Eve and mixed martial arts in the land of the rising sun.
This is a clinch fighting game that I think fares better for Karakhanyan. This is where he likes to pay.
Tags him with a left hand.
Karakhanyan's got all the answers right now in every range, the clinch, outside, and on the ground.
Just past the 2-minute mark of the opening round. Low kick by Karakhanyan. Very educated crowd here in Japan. They may not be as boisterous and loud as the fans we're used to in North America, but they understand every nuance of mixed martial arts.
Karakhanyan looking like he got thumbed or something.
Midway point of the opening round. Karakhanyan fires off the right hand that just misses. Left hook blocked as it was delivered by Takaya. Low kick by Karakhanyan to the lead leg of Takaya. Jab by Karakhanyan.
Great low kick.
Three-punch combination and now getting busy with his punches as Takaya. Karakhanyan responds with a right hand. Knee up the middle. Body kick by Karakhanyan as he closes the distance.
Takaya's got good angles for boxing. He's leaning in and hitting those guts, but he's staying inside a little bit too long.
Short knee strike to the leg by Karakhanyan. Under 2 minutes remaining in the first round. In this Dream Featherweight matchup between Georgi Karakhanyan, born in Moscow, Russia, now residing in Riverside, California, and Japan's Hiroyuki Takaya.
Takaya needs distance. I don't see him winning the clinch game here. because Karakhanyan is too good with his neck wrestling and his Muay Thai, like that shin, which could have been a knee.
Minute and a half remaining in the opening round. There's the knee to the body by Karakhanyan, and referee Yuji Shimada, the veteran, breaking them up. Action low kick again to the lead leg. Takaya comes forward with a three-strike combination, culminating with a low leg kick. The jab now being flashed by Karakhanyan. Beautiful left hook to the body.
Those round punches, though, those looping punches that Takaya are landing, he's leaning off, he's getting good angles off.
Overhand right connects to the jaw of Takaya by Karakhanyan. Final 60 seconds of the round. Knee to the ribcage by Karakhanyan in the clinch. Couple of right hands to the body, knee up high. Another knee strike by Karakhanyan, making the most of this fighting at close quarters.
I love how he set up that overhand right with the left uppercut. It was just beautiful.
Hook that head.
Karakhanyan has unique power in his punches, too. You see, he's just turning that shoulder and knuckle straight down, very short, very tight. Not that long range we've seen. Oh, bodies.
Karakhanyan with a record of 19-3-1, 4 wins by way of knockout, 11 via tap out. Takaya 17-9-1 with 11 wins by way of KO. Has never submitted an opponent. Out of his 9 losses, he's been knocked out 4 times, submitted once.
Karakhanyan's knee attack in the clinch really impresses me. A lot of times you can't get a lot of torque in those side knees, but he can.
High left kick blocked by Takaya. Uppercut jacks the jaw of Takaya as we head to round 2 at Dream 18. So a good opening 5 minutes between Takaya and Karakhanyan. Stephen, give us your assessment of the first round.
I'm going to have to say Karakhanyan was dictating pretty much every avenue that the fight was taking in round number 1, especially in the clinch. When they went to the floor, he was doing some dominant work, but it was pretty much a stand-up fight where he really took control.
Yeah, and I think he did much more effective damage in that round with the leg kicks. I mean, look at it here. The counter punches, these are big shots. That was one of the first shots that landed. But they're not easy shots that he's landing. They're all ripping, knuckle-turning shots. Takaya, good combinations. He's rolling his shoulders nicely, but he's just hanging out a little bit too long. And as soon as Karakhanyan comes back, it's just the difference in power. He's getting plowed.
Karakhanyan is really throwing interesting angles. He's really going outside of tradition, throwing wild haymakers like that, but making them work.
Hence the nickname Insane. It encompasses his interesting actions in the ringer cage and his sometimes wild fighting style, but very controlled in that first round, making the most of his offense. Frank, put your coaching hat on. What does Takaya need to do a better job of in this second round to get back into the fight?
Well, I like that jab he's doing. I think you should throw it to the chest and then lean off to the side, hit the guts, and then use the wrestling.
The bell and round 2 underway. The 2-touch gloves, a sign of sportsmanship, endemic in the sport of MMA.
I mean, Takaya's got faster hands, but he's just staying inside when he's doing it.
There's a left hook around the guard, and it's met with a high right kick by Karakhanyan, delivering a couple of blistering right hands to the side of Takaya, who closes the gap.
Karakhanyan really knows how to close the gap and just walk through anything Takaya is throwing. And then we're in the clinch game. We know knees upside the ribs like that one on cue are going to happen.
Karakhanyan wings him like a Bolchanchi. They're swinging the whole body, his shoulder, rotating everything.
Yeah, there's a
and still
name
being in position.
From the past here in Japan, Igor Bolchanchi. He and Akira Shoji with the most appearances in Pride Fighting Championships. And here we are at Dream 18 on New Year's Eve with Hiroyuki Takaya, Georgi Karakhanyan, making his dream debut. For Takaya, as we mentioned, looking for his 9th win under the Dream banner in his 11th fight for the promotion. Holds wins over the likes of Antonio Pato Carvalho, Tatsuya, does Takaya, so he's been in there with some great opponents over the years. In fact, he even faced, early in his career, Strikeforce lightweight champion Gilbert Melendez, losing via unanimous decision back in December 2004.
Yeah, Melendez broke his undefeated streak. He started off 4-0, and then he met Gilbert. That was the end of that. Takaya, what he needs to do is hurt Karakhanyan, because to play the chess game right now is not working. Hard to do in the clinch when the guy you're wrestling with is just better at Muay Thai clinch wrestling.
Yuji Shimada calling for the break and again adjusting the glove, the left glove of Takaya. And Takaya pops off a couple of left hands. 3 minutes remaining in the second round. Again in the clinch. And it's Takaya now bullying Karakhanyan, has been hemmed in the corner.
The Karakhanyan seems to be doing better on the counter strike, but only when there's distance.
See, but when you create the distance, Karakhanyan delivers an uppercut and the knee. And he's taking advantage of those small gaps, the small spaces. Now changing levels is Karakhanyan looking for the single leg. Well defended by Takaya. Midway point of the round and the fight. We're scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds here in the Dream Featherweight division.
Locked up, slowing down, up against the fence.
Or the ropes in the corner. And that's interesting too. I mean, Frank, you fought in both a cage and a ring. What are the biggest differences?
Well, one's a wall, and it's a springy wall. The other is a wall with holes in it. You kind of fall through. When you get in the cage, you have a nice wall. You see Randy goes where he bounces off, where you can bridge off of it.
Flying knee by Karakhanyan that was countered by a nice straight right by Takaya, but Karakhanyan now looking for the armbar on the bottom. So a flashy move there by Karakhanyan and a heel strike to the side of the head.
That move was more of a slip than it was a really hard punch like we've seen with Fedor Emelianenko versus Andrei Arlovsky in America. But still, Takaya,
he made contact.
Yeah, he got a good shot.
Minute and a half remaining in the round, and Takaya now looking to take advantage of a rare opportunity here from top position in the closed guard of Karakhanyan. Karakhanyan has 11 submission wins. Takaya looking for his first win via tap out, if the opportunity presents itself.
So Karakhanyan's working actively for hand control, trying to trap him, moving his hips in and out, side to side. He's looking for hold.
Very active with the up kicks is Karakhanyan. A minute left in the round.
It seems to me that Karakhanyan is starting to slow just a little bit in the pace. And Takaya is really starting to come on.
Frank, you fought 23 times here in Japan. I know you lived here, but you made that long trip back and forth. And not to make excuses for the international fighters, but I mean, I'm still jet lagged. We've been here 4 days. Does that play a part, you believe, when they only have a few days to get adjusted?
Absolutely. We used to come over and Pancras a week in advance because the first 3 days you're just sick to your stomach and you have no energy, you have no unction. And it takes 3 or 4 days to get that back. These guys, you know, to come over here and fight at this caliber, at this level, that's tough.
17-hour time difference from Karakhanyan's home in California. And again, live on the Fight Network in Canada and the CBS Sports Network in the United States and around the globe on GloryWorldSeries.com, wherever you may be watching. We hope you're enjoying the New Year's Eve tradition, Dream 18.
Wow, good exchange here, and you're right, Stephen. I think Karakhanyan's slowing down a little bit.
Yeah,
I think the clinch fighting game and this exchange of grappling, I don't know if he's ready for it. I think he thought it might be more of a stand-up, bang-him-out type fight, which he's done, of course, very well in the past. That was a little sloppy there when he threw that one.
Yeah, it looked like he tried to throw a double climb-up knee, but it didn't work out for him. He got put on his back, and Takaya started to do some pretty good work, avoiding that submission there, keeping his arms in tight, and then coming back with a couple good shots. Takaya really started to bring it on in that round, and see, that's the thing. Karakhanyan is facing a guy who could take it and also come back strong in that third round.
We saw Yoshiro Maeda go down to defeat against Bibiano Fernandes in her last fight, and Takaya holds a unanimous decision win over Fernandes on New Year's Eve back in 2010, where he won the Dream Featherweight Championship. Third and final round underway. Low kick by Karakhanyan. Left body kick by the Armenian.
Yeah, I think Karakhanyan should start hitting that body, start kicking that body.
Front kick
and go
by
to the head.
Karakhanyan. Uppercut by Karakhanyan. Getting busy with the strikes. Counter left by Takaya.
I'm so glad Anderson Silva gave everybody permission to use that kick.
Anderson Silva or Steven Seagal?
Well, he licensed it from him, I think.
This is a copyright issue.
Three-punch combination by Karakhanyan. The left kick shaving the whiskers of Takaya. There's another front kick by Karakhanyan. Takaya swimming in with strikes, gets taken down by Karakhanyan.
Well timed. Counter punch / takedown.
Kick the legs. Leaning back. This is going to be a tough position for Takaya to get out of, because Karakhanyan, you can just control him, as we said before, practically bases up and tries to hop over. And he's got all kinds of skills, like knee to the tailbone. That's a nice one.
Ouch.
Karakhanyan, a 6-year pro, looking for his 20th career win. Referee Yuji Shimada telling them to stop, don't move. The instructions as they get near the ropes. Being extricated now, restarting the same position. Karakhanyan with a shoulder strike.
I just thought of something, boss. When Yuji used to say stop, don't move, and then they moved to the center ring, is wait, they're moving.
El Guapo Boss Ruto.
What's up, boss?
Your original partner and a man who I had so many incredible memories here in Japan. And you're right, Boss Ruto.
And Frank had some really good interaction with Boss in Japan.
You made your professional debut against Boss in Tag Freeze in '94.
Yeah, he broke my nose.
One of the fights ended at 11 minutes on its
Big time.
2:53 left in the final round. Karakhanyan trying to improve position from the top. Takaya again near the ropes, being frustrated here by the smothering tactics of Karakhanyan, trying to improve position. And past his guard, well, to half guard.
Almost there it is.
There it is, right into side control. Karakhanyan will try to take advantage, and this is where, again, speaking of Boss Rooney, he always said he preferred side control to full mount because of the options like the knee strikes to the body.
I feel exactly the same. When you're mounting somebody, all you can do is hold them down, hit them a little bit. When you're on the side mat, you got all kinds of fun stuff.
Especially the head. Green rules. He's trying to sneak that right knee around his own right arm to catch Takaya on the dome with that knee. Here it comes.
2 minutes remaining in the fight. And Takaya's been able to once again secure half guard, avoiding a lot of damage from side control. Hammer fist now from Karakhanyan, looking to get busier, as I'm sure they heard the announcement that there is now 1 minute and 45 seconds left. So under 2 minutes here in the fight, Karakhanyan and Takaya. Again, the fights in Dream are judged in their entirety. Yes, there are 3 5-minute rounds, but there are no round-by-round scoring in the 10-point must system. So the entire fight is adjudicated by the 3 judges at ringside.
It is truly adjudicated as such, Moro, because they don't add up the 3 rounds. They do it on like an organism on its own. And right now, Karakhanyan is taking control and keeping control. He had a slight pause, but that did refresh.
This is how you want to leave an impression on the judge's mind, especially when they got to look at the whole picture.
Final minute of the fight. Georgi Karakhanyan, the 27-year-old Armenian-American. Hiroyuki Takaya, the 35-year-old Japanese product, who has more left in the proverbial tank. I had to bust up proverbial once tonight. 43 seconds left in the bout. Takaya once again struggling to thwart the takedown of Karakhanyan.
Karakhanyan doing everything, including the hip punch.
Under 30 seconds remaining.
He's trying to tuck his head.
Takaya gets back to his feet, now wanting to unload, but Karakhanyan again closes the gap immediately. Wanting to grind away on Takaya, knee to the body. Takaya with an overhand right, again the clinch. These two have been closer than conjoined twins here in Japan tonight. Is that the rim shot there, Stephen?
That was the rim shot.
And the fight goes to the judges. So again, the entire fight will be, the word of the day, adjudicated. And not to put you guys on the hot seat, but I got to do it a little bit tonight. How do you see the fight?
I think Karakhanyan, I think he ran away with it. And I say that because first 2 rounds he dominated in the stand-up. The 3rd round, he obviously decided that, hey, well, for whatever reason, I'm grappling.
Fight, Professor?
We saw him slow down in that second round, but once it went to the floor here in the third round and he started blasting away with those knees to the body, and he just kept control, he kept up enough aggression to get things done, I think Karakhanyan wins this fight.
This is after the fight? I thought this was still the fight. That's how the most of the fight unfolded. They're actually congratulating each other.
There was a lot of clinch work.
Yeah.
But fatiguing clinch work, too. Big knees, big punches, short, strong punches. Maybe that's what took the energy out of Karakhanyan. I don't know if he saw that fight, laid out in front of him. I thought he might be a stand-up fight.
All right, we are set for the official decision. Let's go to the announcer.
判定の結果をお伝えします。ジャッジ庄司、カラカニア、ジャッジ足立、高谷、ジャッジ福田、カラカニア、予定審査。
Georgi Karakhanyan wins via split decision, and you heard the crowd in Japan here even ooh and ah when they heard the one score going to Takaya, but I think justice is served here, Steve.
I saw that Takaya looked down like, what? I mean, did you see the look on his face when they said that?
So Georgi Karakhanyan improves to 23-1, and he goes into the year 2013 on a 6-fight win streak. Meanwhile, Hiroyuki Takaya suffers his 10th defeat. Great to hear both Kay Grand and Lenny Hart again here New Year's Eve Dream 18. We are set for the final mixed martial arts contest of Dream 18. Still to come, a special attraction kickboxing fight between Jerome Labanner and Koichi. But right here, right now, Michihiro Omigawa, who is returning to his native Japan after, well, a stint in the octagon, his second tenure in the Ultimate Fighting Championship. He's coming off a loss to Manny Gambirian at an event in August, the UFC show there in LA, and didn't have a lot of success inside the octagon. Over 2 tenures, went 1-6, but since he moved down to featherweight here in Japan, has had a lot more success, and again, known for that Bushido spirit.
Yeah, the Bushido spirit, and also that judo spirit, third-degree black belt under Hidehiko Yoshida, and he really has an excellent guard game, but I don't think he wants to be on his back against Kawajiri. Great head movement combined with an explosive left hook, and he's a natural-born warrior. I always likened his haircut to the Werewolf of London.
I had the pleasure of calling his first professional fight in Pride Fighting Championships at Pride Bushido 7, May of 2005. Unfortunately, that night fell short against Aaron Riley. And while he wasn't that successful in the UFC, is a perfect 3-0 here in Dream with wins over Hiroyuki Takaya, Young Sam Jung, and Cole Escobedo. And he actually attended high school with Hayato Sakurai, who we saw earlier tonight defeat Bill Baroni.
This guy just brings it. Every time he's in the ring, he's just ferocious, coming forward, head hunting. He's got a really good fight ethic and a really good work ratio.
He really put himself on the map in the Sengoku Featherweight Grand Prix here in Japan as a featherweight, defeating the likes of L.C. Davis, Nam Fan, and Marlon Sandro, making it to the final against Masanori Kanehara, who was replacing the injured Aoki, as Aoki could not continue to compete. Kanehara was a semifinal loser, but ended up beating Omigawa by a razor-thin split decision.
赤コーナーより川尻達也選手の優勝です。
One of Japan's great mixed martial artists, sporting a new hairstyle, the samurai hairstyle, and he definitely possesses a samurai spirit in the ring. Tatsuya Crusher Kawajiri, a perfect 3-0 since moving down to featherweight He's won 14 fights in the first round, 31-7-2 with 21 wins inside the distance, and still, and I know I'm biased, Pride Bushido 9 in the tournament on September 25th, 2005 in Tokyo, Japan. I believe still the greatest mixed martial arts event ever. That night, he lost to rival Takanori Gomi in what was voted the Pride 2005 Fight of the Year, and he's been in other Fight of the Years with the likes of Eddie Alvarez.
I'm so jealous that you got to call that moment. I wasn't there. I'll tell you, he is definitely one of the greatest lightweight fighters Japan has ever produced. Extremely aggressive, a raging bull with heavy hands, punches in combination with power, and his ground and pound resembles a cross between a machine gun and a pinball machine.
Known as the Crusher for his dominant clinch and grappling top game. Coming off a win in March over Donald Sanchez for the One Fighting Championship promotion. Married to Eri, has a 2-year-old daughter, Kiko, and is ready for action.
青コーナー168センチ 64.8 キロ Omigawa Michihiro!赤コーナー171センチ65キロ Kawajiri Tatsuya! Referee Yoshiro.
So we are set for the final mixed martial arts battle here as part of Dream 18. Again, still to come, a special kickboxing attraction. Jerome Labanner against Koichi, but we are very excited about this all-Japanese affair in the featherweight division. We saw Omigawa wearing his judo gi, a third dan black belt in judo. Out of the Yoshida dojo, of course, Hidehiko Yoshida, another Pride alum and a superstar in his own right. But Kawajiri and Omigawa, Dream 18, New Year's Eve, Saitama Super Arena in Japan. Round 1 underway.
It's like battle of the heavy metal lead singers.
Hey, I did mention this is Spinal Tap reference at the top of the show there, guys. Well done, Steven. Put a bow on it.
Werewolf of London.
There's a takedown by Kawajiri.
Just want to grab that ponytail, right?
Well, Kawajiri talked about power being his biggest weapon. He'll use it anywhere he can, but Omigawa's in a leg position here. He's already got 2-on-1, and he's got Kawajiri's arm trap. He needs to kick that other leg out and get it around.
2 of Omigawa's 13 wins have been via tap out.
On the verge of losing that knee bar.
Yeah,
and now it's going to eat some leather from Kawajiri from the half guard. Now controlling the head, Kawajiri from top position. Needs to posture up, create distance necessary to generate that power. 1 minute gone here in the opening stanza. And Omigawa has to be careful while he's aggressive from the bottom, cannot strike to the back of the head.
Yeah, and Omigawa's got himself in a little bit of a half-guard position. He's actually kind of holding himself there, letting himself strike, stopping Kawajiri from passing. That's an old Maurice Smith move. Hold you there so you can't leave the alliance.
Back to full guard for Omigawa. Left hands delivered by Kawajiri. And now he postures up but eats a right. And there's some hammer fist from Kawajiri, getting busy with 90 seconds gone in the round. Again, we talk about Kawajiri getting off to a fast start. As we mentioned, 14 wins in the opening stanza.
I think Kawajiri just invented a new punch because it wasn't, what?
The Kawajan Muso, maybe. Remember, he planned to unveil that.
No, he said he'd yell that.
Nobody
yelled that out for
He's going to point at us, right?
Steven, I think you're right.
He's going to point at me, right?
The Kawajan Muso has been unveiled.
We probably won't yell it out.
No, but he was doing what it was is that Omigawa was shielding his arm and he was having to punch around the arm. It wasn't a hammer fist, though. It was like a knuckle punch like this.
It was the Kawajan Muso. No.
He was a Larry Cooley in most styles, is what I think. But let's get serious.
I could be serious for a minute.
Yeah, right.
Shout out to another Canadian pro wrestling superstar, big MMA fan. I bet he's watching. Fight Network in Canada, CBS Sports Network in the United States and around the world on GloryWorldSeries.com. This is first round action between Kawajiri in top position, battering away the body of Omigawa. Omigawa just trying to control his posture, maybe force a stand-up by the referee, but Kawajiri continues to work diligently.
Omigawa trying to get some distance so he can stand back up with those heels, but Kawajiri smothering him.
Well, ask Kawajiri about his little daughter if he softened his heart at all. You know, like a man softens his heart. He said, no, it's made me stronger now that my daughter is born. He said, I must win for her. I don't know if he got the translation in there.
You heard the referee yell out, action again. There is the, and we haven't seen it all night, which is good to see, but if fighters are passive or not showing their Bushido spirit here in Japan, the referee can give them a yellow card, which is a 10% deduction in first, but you're right here. Arm lock being employed by Omigawa.
And the samurai hair is quickly becoming emo.
Or Larry Curly and emo, as you would say. A minute, 4 seconds left in the opening round here in this dream featherweight fight. Under a minute now remaining. And again, it's...
I think that this fight isn't really passive, though. I hammer fist. That just Omigawa is shutting him down.
It's gritty.
Right. It's just really keeping a hold of his arms. He can't punch effectively.
Hammer fist, short hammer fist by Kawajiri. Right hand by Kawajiri, and he's been able to find the target here despite Omigawa's best efforts to control his posture. Kawajiri is landing those punches and scoring with the judges, who again will adjudicate the entire fight, not round by round. In the final 15 seconds of the opening round, Kawajiri in full guard, but stacking up Omigawa and continues to pepper away with those short strikes.
Kawajiri's in total control right here. The head in the corner. Omigawa's got nowhere to go but eat leather.
Good round for Kawajiri here at the Saitama Super Arena in Japan. I don't know if it's a good hairstyle necessarily, but then who am I to talk about bad hair days?
Amen to that.
Kawajiri really came out there and landed a good right hand. That's pretty much an unblockable double that he's got once he gets down to his knees like that. But Omigawa really controlled the arms for the most part in the early part of the round.
Yeah, he kept him at bay. Also blocked a lot of punches. More got through as the round went on, and he got trapped more and more in that corner. He did show us some unique knuckle punching. I'm not really sure if that's our secret punch
I'm
or not.
still calling it the Kawajan Muso until proven otherwise.
I think it's more like a roller derby punch.
A roller derby.
And Cobello. Dave
He's
Meltzer
landing.
shut up.
He's landing inside. Short shots. They're all getting in. It was good work by Kawajiri in the corner.
Well, we are having fun. We hope you are as well. New Year's Eve tradition. This is Dream 18, Saitama Super Arena in Japan. The second round off to a much quicker start here between Omigawa and Kawajiri. Omigawa painting. Kawajiri testing the waters with that inside low kick, throwing a haymaker of a overhand right. Left hook delivered by Omigawa. And you wonder again, all joking aside, that hair could prove to be a hindrance for Kawajiri. Ask Blake Guida.
It could. I mean, unless you're in a band with a cure, I mean, it's not going to really help him. I noticed right here in the fight that Kawajiri is just bigger than Omigawa. And I think that helps with his top.
Oh, and Kawajiri looking to give Omigawa a haircut with that left head kick.
Needs a haircut. Talk about the hair. You know, when the judges see your head moving in big movements, or you get hit and your hair moves, it looks like you're getting hit more.
There's my boxing colleague, Paulie Malignaggi, who actually had a haircut during one of his boxing fights when he was wearing dreads. Hair today, gone tomorrow, as Kawajiri tries to close in. Omigawa doing a good job of sidestepping the attack.
I'm waiting for a guy to have a haircut in between rounds.
I think Malignaggi did in boxing, not in MMA. Yeah, he got a haircut in between the rounds. 3:40 left. Omigawa. Kawajiri just throwing wildly, not really setting up technique there, and that's not
he's missing with those.
what we're used to seeing from the Crusher. Shoots in for the takedown.
There's that double.
And the trip takedown secured by the Crusher.
Kawajiri might be missing those shots on the stand-up, but Omigawa's got his hands down and his chin up, so if he lands one of them, he going to be kissing the king.
Omigawa, a perfect 3-0 in Dream. Kawajiri, 3-0 as a featherweight, 9-2 in Dream, including a lot of very impressive victories. He's 4-1 on New Year's Eve.
Here we are at instant replay, a deja vu of round number 1. Kawajiri trying to get into side control, trying to climb over, but Omigawa really hanging on to that one leg with his.
Midway point of the round and the fight. Again, a grueling, grinding affair here between Kawajiri and Omigawa. Kawajiri in top position. That usually is favored by the judges, and in this case, rightfully so, as he continues to just smother and wear down Omigawa.
Slowly grinding him and slowly trying to advance that position. He's always pushing forward. He's always using his right leg to try to strip the other one out so he can get in a more dominant position.
Kawajiri has gravity on his side. Chopping away with a few palm strikes there.
Under 2 minutes to go in the second round. Scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds. The referee again calling for action.
Yeah, Omigawa hanging on for dear life to that one leg. Kawajiri trying to peel it away with his right instep. Trying to get, now if he gets into side control, I think that's going to be a problem for Omigawa.
A couple of hard right hands to the body by Kawajiri. Under 90 seconds remaining in the round. Omigawa pushing Kawajiri away. Kawajiri persistent, sticking to Omigawa like Velcro. 1:11 left in this second stanza.
They're grinding away. The referee is giving them a lot of leverage here. Some referees would have stood this. Oh, look at this.
Final minute. Kawajiri looking for the
got side control.
arm triangle. It goes to side control here now, and let's see if he can maximize this with 45 seconds left in the round.
Got the mount coming up.
Knee on belly, and there it is. Smooth transition to the full mount.
That's correct, Marloes. Going for that arm triangle.
Trying to squeeze out the victory. Looking for his 10th career win via submission is Tatsuya Kawajiri. Under 30 seconds left in the round.
Kawajiri squeezing away.
He's got the arm across. He's in position.
He can grab his own bicep.
He's got to get back to the side now. He's got to jump over to the side.
The arm's kind of high. It's not that, but you know what?
Omigawa has never been submitted, and he is in danger here. The arm triangle choked by Kawajiri. His biggest enemy is the clock.
You see that lip? That arm goes limp. Oh.
Saved by the bell, perhaps? So, 2 rounds in the books. Omigawa being held back to his corner.
Well, the strength of Kawajiri is certainly showing itself on the ground. He's able to really just control Omigawa from position to position. Omigawa is locking him down with that nice kind of half guard thing, but he's not doing enough damage.
Omigawa hasn't been a threat at all from the bottom with any kind of a guard trick. No sweeps are in the arsenal. Here's another, this was a single, putting Omigawa on the floor and keeping him there the entire round. Here's the arm triangle.
And it was close. It needed to be a little bit more across his own mouth, across Omigawa's own mouth, to choke him a little more. It being up in the air like that is not that deep of a choke. Easy to block.
He tried to squeeze it out. How much energy did he use? I'm thinking that Kawajiri has got a little bit left for the third and final round.
Second out, second out. Seconds out, please. Seconds out.
So we are set for the third and final round in this dream of featherweight matchup. Tatsuya Kawajiri riding a 4-fight win streak with all 4 victories coming inside the distance. The 34-year-old has lost just twice over 11 fights since 2009, falling short in title matches to then Dream champion Shinya Aoki, who we saw dispatch Antonio Mckee tonight, and Strikeforce lightweight champion Gilbert Melendez. And Omigawa now attacking his neck.
Omigawa hoping for a guillotine, but nothing doing. Kawajiri protects his neck, gets the takedown, and we could see a duplicate of the previous 2 rounds.
Do not adjust your set.
There's that straight little arm bar again.
And he's tried that arm lock.
Yeah. Very much judo move. A lot easier when you have a gi on. You trap the arm better.
Referee calling for action. 1 minute gone in the final frame. Kawajiri trying to pass guard. Delivers a right hand to the face of Omigawa. But Kawajiri also just keeping himself close to Omigawa with that right arm behind his head. He needs to create distance, needs to posture up if he really wants to do some damage. But of course wants to move to side control. And Omigawa, if anything, doing a good job of not letting that happen, winning that small battle at least.
Kawajiri really trying to keep a flat game. For whatever reason, he's not posturing up, as you said, Merle. Maybe he's worried about, being triangled or armbarred, because once you do that, you do leave the upper limbs open. But he's pretty much content to be flat in this particular round.
Omigawa not much of a submission threat. 2 wins via tap out in his 26th fight career. Now in his 27th professional bout, Kawajiri fighting for the 41st time tonight.
Basically a static position here. Kawajiri is really not going to finish the fight at this range, especially with the defense of Omigawa, usually blocking or absorbing some of the punches with his arms rather than his head.
Kawajiri does seem to be stifled by this position.
Yeah, he can't. He can
take his leg out, can't advance, can't go back.
He's not trying to just hold him down. He's actually trying to land stuff, but he just can't.
And there he does move to side control, finally working the neck crank here with 2 minutes and 20 seconds left and just keeping himself close.
And he's going to set up that arm triangle again.
Now jumping the mount.
Got some options here. That arm triangle is going to happen again. But see, like you said, Frank, he's reaching over.
Yeah, it's too high up on his face. It needs to be across his mouth, a little bit better underneath his own chin.
He's in dominant position.
He's going to go for it anyway.
Looking for the finish. 1 minute 49 seconds left. He was unsuccessful in the last round as the clock ran out. But now Omigawa scrambling, wanting to get back to guard position.
By Omigawa controlling his leg like that, Kawajiri can't flatten out.
Kawajiri trying desperately to remain in that dominant position, just smothering Omigawa. Short left hands to the side of Omigawa's head.
I think Kawajiri's got to soften him up more. He's in this nice dominant position. He needs to start unloading on it. He's going to set that submission hold up.
Yeah, jackhammer. Just got to start mainly with the right hand. His left hand.
Again, looking for that arm triangle choke is Tatsuya Kawajiri.
Biggest problem with Kawajiri, he's still trapped at the half guard. He needs to be on the side of the body,
jump over,
pushing his Omigawa's arm across his own neck, and he's not there yet. And Omigawa knows it.
Under a minute remaining in this, the final MMA battle, a Dream 18 at the Saitama Super Arena in Japan. Kawajiri working diligently for the arm triangle choke, but stuck in the grip of the half guard of Omigawa. Lockdown position by Omigawa.
Yeah, he really has. He has the lockdown. Almost got that right ankle out, but Omigawa just won't give that up. Survival mode for the man on the bottom, Michihiro Omigawa.
And the time continues to tick away in this fight. 15 seconds now left. Kawajiri unwilling to give up. Wants to finish Omigawa, but it doesn't appear that will be the case as Kawajiri and Omigawa go the distance at Dream 18.
Let's go!
And you can see the fatigue of both athletes, frustration for Omigawa, Kawajiri on his back. That was a grueling affair, but one in which Tatsuya Kawajiri should prevail. as we expect him, or I do anyway, and I'm sure you guys agree, to improve to 32-7-2, with Omigawa tasting defeat for the 13th time in his career. But it's up to the three judges, who again will adjudicate the fight in its entirety to render their decision.
Sometimes when you get fighters that are this experienced, this technical, this stylistic, they shut each other down.
They did, and it was wrestling versus judo of sorts. And
Tatsuya Kawajiri ends the year on a 5-fight win streak as he defeats Michihiro Omigawa via unanimous decision to cap off the MMA portion of Dream 18 here at the Saitama Super Arena. So we are set for some bonus action here at Dream 18. It's a special kickboxing attraction featuring this man, Koichi, from Japan. He's 3-1 this year, coming off a TKO triumph over Mark Miller in Belgium in October. Started training kickboxing at the age of 19 and grew up as a basketball player. Was a huge fan of kickboxing, big fan of Peter Arts and the late great Andy Hoog and Jerome LeBanner. There he is, Geronimo Jerome. Stephen, always a bridesmaid, never the bride. He's one of the most popular and successful fighters never to have won a K1 World Grand Prix, and we are set for 3 2-minute rounds in this kickboxing match. So the rounds have been adjusted. What this means, it should be all-out action from the get-go.
You know, you said, Moro, Jerome LeBanner has knocked out Peter Arts, knocked out Ernesto Host, knocked out Mike Bernardo, and he's got decision wins over Remy Bonyaski, Tyrone Spong, and Mark Hunt, yet he never won the big one. Really got great technical skills, really good boxing too.
Yeah, LeBanner's got great hands, knockout power in both hands. And watch out for Koichi. He's got a wonderful, tight, very deceptive left hook. And he's going to try to sneak that in here tonight.
LeBanner's left cross, known as the Golden Left, made his pro debut at 18-23, made his debut on the international circuit in 1995. 58 of his 72 career wins have come by way of knockout. He, to me, is straight out of a Guy Ritchie movie. LeBanner is ready to go. Koichi, calling this the biggest fight of his career, comes in with a record of 26-7 with 1 draw. LeBanner also moonlighting as a professional wrestler, known as Puroresu in Japan. Don't ask me why I know that. All right, here we go. LeBanner and Koichi.
What kind of posters you have in your room?
I have some mint condition Pro Wrestling Illustrated magazines. My first one was the late great Kerry Von Erich on the cover when he won the NWA World Heavyweight title. Wow. Well, let's get to kickboxing here, shall we? Jerome LeBanner, known as Geronimo. Koichi, taking a page out of the Adele and Rihanna playbook, I guess, with the one name. Hopefully he'll have as many big hits as they do in this fight. As the bell, we are underway. 1 round, or the first round of this fight. 2-minute rounds again, so shortened from the regular 3-minute rounds in kickboxing. And already LeBanner plastering the body with those kicks. Koichi with a kick. LeBanner responds with a right kick to the body.
LeBanner really knows how to cut off the ring. Watch. When Koichi goes one way or another, LeBanner is right there in his face. But Koichi is really good and faster of foot right now.
Well, Koichi did say this is obviously the biggest fight of his career. He's going to stick and move forward constantly the moment he sees an opening.
And is that the right strategy to have, even though the fight has been amended now to 2-minute rounds instead of the normal 3? You don't have a lot of time.
I don't know.
Oh, body kick, left liver kick there by LeBanner that Koichi absorbed. Finish your thought, Frank.
I was going to say, I'd be running from LeBanner. He's just so big and so powerful.
Under a minute remaining in the opening round.
Because Koichi is the younger man, he's going to be the faster man, he's the smaller man. And even though Jerome is only 40, he's had some wars. So you really don't want to stand in front of him. Because you can see the punch is the last thing to go, they say in boxing. And with Jerome LeBanner, that's really true.
LeBanner practiced judo as a youngster, but when he saw Bruce Lee's movie Fist of Fury at age 14, he decided he wanted to do a striking martial art. And in fact, he followed Bruce Lee's Jeet Kune Do principles at the beginning of his career. Also 4-0 as a professional boxer. 15 seconds left in the opening round. LeBanner beginning to pick apart Koichi, laying in the lumber with those body kicks. Now delivering punches. There's another left kick to the body. Front kick by LeBanner. 3 2-minute rounds, but we don't know if it's going to last that long with this kind of barrage by LeBanner. At the end of round 1, it's all Jerome LeBanner in Japan. So a special kickboxing attraction here as part of Dream 18. Koichi may be changing his name to Kitaoka after tasting the offense of Jerome LeBanner. Let's revisit some of the action.
These big kicks. Jerome felt it. He got the range, and he just started ripping away at the body. A couple of real good shots come around the backside. Hip, the knee almost led through on that one. Jerome really started feeling it and putting the pressure on Koichi, trying to hit him in the corner and just tee off on him. My only concern is Jerome got below his wad in the first round and be a little slow in the second round, get picked apart.
I don't think that's going to happen. I think that Jerome, with that left roundhouse kick, is going to do more damage. And the problem is, with the left roundhouse kick to the body, it takes away your stamina. It makes you go from, a sprint down to a walk real quick.
LeBanner, a huge attraction here in Japan. Can't walk the streets without getting mobbed. In fact, an interesting story, he was trying to get something to eat at a noodle bar, which we've been enjoying here in our time in Japan. He was surrounded and crushed by fans he couldn't eat, tried again, couldn't eat, and then at the third noodle stand he tried, the same thing happened, so he gave up, and he spent the day walking around Tokyo with his hood up being hungry.
He landed a real nice left kick there as soon as he got Koichi cornered.
There's a high kick by Koichi, responded by a left hand kick by LeBanner. A minute 30 left in the second round.
Koichi was doing nice damage to that front leg of LeBanner. He needs to get back to that.
Shells up after LeBanner unloads the left hand. LeBanner fighting out of the southpaw stance. Front kick, flashes the jab, blocked by Koichi. Needs to circle away from the ropes and needs to circle to his left, not his right. Otherwise, he's going to taste that golden left.
Yeah, always get away from the power.
One thing LeBanner is doing with that left kick, he throws it at different angles to where he can get it there faster. He's not necessarily turning the hip over every time.
Koichi staying on that right leg of LeBanner, slowly kicking at it.
And there is some discoloration on the lead right leg of LeBanner as Koichi has attacked that with some kicks and beginning to maybe take its toll.
It is. LeBanner starting to reach his hand down once in a while, block that.
LeBanner with the left through the guard of Koichi. Under 30 seconds remaining in the second round.
If that work that we're talking about on LeBanner's right leg adds up and he switches to orthodox, we're going to know he's hurt. Koichi using a lot of head movement to avoid that straight left hand of LeBanner.
Koichi needs to stay with the left kick and then go up.
But let's not forget the LeBanner is right-handed. He stands with his right foot and right hand forward, which makes him a converted southpaw, so this gives him a lot of power in both hands.
Jeet Kune Do.
Now you know.
The great Tom Herrick from the Chakarika gym in LeBanner's corner giving him instructions, probably telling him do the same thing.
Yeah. Yeah, just, you know, staying in range and just teeing off. He sees the punches coming. He's not intimidated by Koichi's power. He puts up a high block, and he's just looking to come right back and counter right away.
So far, the only thing that Koichi has offered Jerome is, besides being a punching bag for that kick, is evasiveness. Jerome can't catch him clean with a punch.
But especially with Jerome, he throws a lot of power in his punches. To stop those punches from going, and when he misses, takes a lot of energy.
Koichi has been adamant about attacking the lead leg and has done some damage, it seems, but not enough, as we are into the third and final round. 2 minutes or less left in this fight. It's been all Geronimo Le Banner.
Tell you what, Koichi can take a shot to the body. He's been kicked about 15 times there to the right side, over there by the ribs, by the liver.
It's a very game opponent now.
Nice,
going
straight
upstairs,
right.
straight right hand. Le Banner backs up. Now he moves forward again. Under 90 seconds left in the fight. Koichi now attacking Le Banner. Le Banner muscling away from the ropes. Get no elbows. Spinning back fists are allowed. Knee attacks are allowed. Punches and kicks. Oh, and Koichi connects with the right hand, and now we've got a firefight. Under a minute remaining, a nice exchange between Koichi and Le Banner. Le Banner again with that left liver kick.
Le Banner keeps going to that kick, but it's not doing as much as you would think.
I
would have to say Jerome is pretty much in control of this fight, but Koichi's being really pesky here.
Oh, and Koichi just ate that left hand, but what a jaw, the iron jaw, Koichi. This is Jerome Le Banner we're talking about, and there, a slip by Koichi, but boy, he has tasted some leather and taken it all. And the straight right hand and out, Koichi. So there you go, Le Banner may have hurt us as he puts the finishing touches on Dream 18, sending Koichi to Dreamland. Scintillating knockout by Jerome Le Banner, saving the best for last in the final stages of this fight.
He was methodical. He stalked him down, counter strikes. He took a lot of leg kicks to stay in position, but he just needed one good shot to put him on his keister.
Just took that one time where Koichi didn't move his head, and that was a sweep to the floor, and that was going to set things up. I think Jerome was setting up that punch the whole fight with the kicks.
With those short kicks and those, just a massive hooking right.
And there hence the converted southpaw. May stand as a southpaw, but there's plenty of pop in that right hand.
Huge, and he evaded the punch of Koichi as he landed his own.
Right there on right in the temple with that
Le Banner just put the KO in Koichi, and he makes his way back to the dressing room. Jerome Le Banner wins the special kickboxing attraction here at Dream 18. Stephen Quadros, Frank Shamrock, it has been an absolute honor, an unbelievable night. It's so good to have been back here at the storied Saitama Super Arena. Wherever you have been watching, we hope you've enjoyed Dream 18. Happy New Year from Japan.